Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea. I am Moana of...
Hero of Men.
What?
It's actually Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea, hero of men. I interrupted from the top. Hero of men, go.
I am Moana.
Sorry. And women. Men and women, both, all. Not a guy-girl thing, you know. Maui is a hero to all. You're doing great.
What? No, I'm here to...
Oh, of course. Yes. Maui always has time for his fans. When you use a bird to write with, it's called tweeting. Oh, not every day you get a chance to meet your hero, right?
You are not my hero, and I'm not here so you can sign my oar. I'm here because you stole the heart of Te Fiti, and you will board my boat and sail across the sea and put cheat codes back.
You're welcome.
It's November 29th, 2017. Welcome to episode 157 of the Cheat Codes Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We're happy you're here. The next hour is us drinking a few beers and going over our favorite topics from the past week in video game tech and pop culture news. We're coming to you from the island of Motunui, where coconuts are going bad and fish are bailing on us for other waters. It's up to us to find Maui, dodge adorable coconut monsters, and restore the heart of Te Fiti. We were going to take a canoe, but we're probably going to need a bigger boat. My name is Alexandra Moana Lucas. I'm your host on this wayfaring adventure across the sea, and I'm en route to fight a lava monster with Cheat Codes producer and editor, Mr. Joe Tamatoa, yes, the shiny crab, Arroyo.
Shiny! Yeah.
Cheat Codes core panelist, Mr. Nick, hey, Golesh.
Throw them the fucking chicken.
That's a very vital role.
Shout out to Alan Tudyk. Yeah.
Cheat Codes core panelist, Mr. Joe Maui Erskine.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good. That was it.
What else do you say?
GG. So, on this episode, we'll dive into the realm of monsters to sort out the following. First, Nintendo turns things around, as evidenced by Time Magazine's naming the Nintendo Switch the best gadget of 2017. And next in 2020, China will launch a system for citizens to rate each other's trustworthiness. Yikes. And finally, Niantic of Pokemon Go fame has announced its next project, Harry Potter Wizards Unite. That title, though. Oh my goodness. So for the lightning round, Arroyo will make it rain shinies on us for our hot takes on these topics. So first, hope you haven't given up on smell-o-vision, because smellable VR is apparently a thing. And for better or worse, as we'll discuss. And then grab your favorite amiibo and get hyped for Nintendo's new Super Mario cereal. It'll clean out your pipes. Sorry. So good. Great. Welcome back, all. It's been like 2 weeks, so it's good to see you. Yeah. How was Thanksgiving and such?
I ate food.
Lots of food.
I too ate food.
Did we all?
I as well.
Many birds died in our favor.
And one pig at least, because I had some ham too.
Nice. Like, fuck that Christmas Eve shit. We're getting that Christmas Eve ham now. Good for you.
That's some good pork.
Excellent.
Well, good.
Moana call out. Good one.
And then people are looking at you like, oh. Yeah, no, I mean, good. How's V1? How's work? Or can...
We're plugging along.
We're making a game.
It's good. We got a Christmas tree up and everything.
We did.
Aww.
We did a whole death shuffle because we got some new people starting. And
I'm going to put some Christmas lights up. And
we did.
Oh.
Sorry. Holiday lights.
Holiday
Right.
fanfare.
Holiday lights.
Holiday.
I saw there was some creature, not an elf on the shelf, but there's a Yoda.
It was a Yoda.
Is that it? Oh, okay.
It was a Yoda. We have a new... We took our
Yoda on
our
the couch.
shady ass mocap room and turned it into basically like a living room with a TV and a PlayStation and
It's good. Now
and then there's a Yoda on the couch.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We don't know where it came
great.
from.
My guess is Rachel. That was my assumption, but it could be anyone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. Well, good. Glad things are going along. Glad everybody,
Wait. How are you?
Yeah,
What's happening?
Oh,
I hear there's news.
I mean, there is. It's cool. It's kind of a crazy week. So, mentioned on the show before, I was working on a book chapter, and that book got published. So
Saw that
this week, so it was cool.
Clinky?
Thanks.
Clinkies.
Oh, Clinkies. Oh, thanks, guys.
Not a lot of people are working on a book, but not a lot of people get to say that they're a published author. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's just kind of different to like hold the book in my hands. Like, oh wow, this actually happened. Really and thanks. Yeah, and then just found out that I'm gonna be speaking at GDC solo in the narrative summit.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Clinky.
So Clinky times 2.
They're
Thanks.
both big
Thanks, y'all.
accomplishments.
It's been a week, and and moving in with my boyfriend, so that's cool. Personal
Clinky.
life highlight.
God.
Oh my god! Do we need to
Splitting that rent.
we need to refill all glasses now?
Pretty much.
Dual income, no kids. It's an amazing place to be. It really is. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I've been there.
enjoy that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll take advantage of it while I can. All that. Great. Good. Glad everyone's doing well. Good to have everyone back, and we'll move on to what we're drinking. So whether you're sternly reminding the ocean that fish pee in it, or fist bumping your snarky living tattoo, you're going to want to stay hydrated to get through your long journey. This week, we're drinking some abominable winter ale. Why is that a tongue twister for me right now? From the folks at Hub?
Yeah,
is that
correct.
Just Hub? Okay. All right, let's get going before Tomotoa eats his grandma. Oh, no. Too late. Yikes.
Number one.
Thank you. Thank you. So the Nintendo Switch has been making waves for some time now, and now it has topped Time's Best of a list for Best Gadget of 2017. This is a huge about face for the console, which initially met some skepticism and criticism. Yes.
From this podcast specifically.
Well, we don't have to name names. And it's a big deal that the Switch beat out... Okay, I guess we do have to name names. So it's significant that it beat out the iPhone X, which I am lucky enough to have, and I lost an entire day to it because I had a 5S previously. And also the Xbox One X Scorpio, whatever the fuck.
And Donald Trump.
I was going to say, like, Donald Trump was going to be the best gadget, but he turned it down. He was like, guys, I'm good. I don't need to be that one.
That was good.
They called me and they asked me,
nice.
but...
Oh my god. So Nintendo's SNES Classic also appeared as number 6 on Time's list, and Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild are up for Game of the Year on many other outlets, so Nintendo's kind of killing it. I'm not sure I'm sold on it personally because I don't really do gaming on the go or enjoy Nintendo's games personally, again, but I'm impressed by how they've turned things around. So will these changes be lasting, or is most of the success a product of long-standing brand loyalty, or like both? What are we thinking?
So there's an interesting question that I feel like comes out with every release that happened like before June of this year, where it's like, oh, that's cool, that game came out and it was great. Is it coming to Switch? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's happened with Doom, Skyrim, like, you know, like all these things, like
All these games that came out already.
from Bethesda specifically. You moron. No,
Also, the correct answer is no. It's probably not.
no, but when it launched, there was not a whole lot going on there other than Zelda, and then all of a sudden, there's a bunch of stuff for it.
How much is going on right now? Like I hear,
I mean, between Zelda and Mario alone, I mean, if that's not enough for you
2.
fuckers, then
The Mario
fuck
and
off.
the
But
Mario and Rabbids game is like an insane.
it's really good.
Well, that's what it. That's the
The XCOM
The
ripoff,
XCOM one,
yeah,
Oh,
turn-based,
okay.
yeah,
That looks fucking awesome.
it's good.
There's no doubt about that.
I'm playing Golf Story on my Switch right now. It's super charming.
yeah. You said something about it
did.
it being charming. I think
It's old school $15 downloadable thing. It's really good. Made by a couple of Australian guys. You play golf,
Yeah.
but you're playing Final Fantasy. But to solve your thing, you play golf. It's great. It's great. It's the dad game of all time. Like,
Well, like, okay, so my brother asked for one, and I'm looking at that price tag, and I'm like, well, why? Like, can you sell me on it right now?
for me, with 2 kids and a wife, and a limited number of televisions in the house, like when people want to watch something or people are into something, I can just pick it up out of the dock and sit on the couch and play it. So the portability aspect is not something that I necessarily take outside of my house or to work, but I can have it, for like my evening constitutional, for instance.
and then plug it into your TV.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Get it nice and poopy, all the poopy fingers, and no, but the point is,
pink eye.
it's nice because I can take it up to bed. I can turn the volume off, put some headphones on, and I can just play something. I can't do that with an Xbox or a PlayStation. Okay. And I can't play Zelda or Mario on fucking Xbox or PlayStation either.
Or your
Christ's
phone.
sake. Or Mario Run. Just saying. But I'm a fan. Honestly, like I didn't want to like it, but I really wanted to play Zelda, and that's why I got it. And I'm glad I have it. It's getting equal time between my PlayStation and Xbox, and I'm definitely a console gamer for sure. I spend just as much time on my Switch as I do everything else, for sure.
So it's your post-kids pastis. That's like
it's
pre-dinner
great
drink.
if you're a parent and the kid has like ownership over the TV for a little while. You can just kind of sit on the couch and be with your kid while he's watching something or she's watching something, and
without really being with your kid.
Right, exactly.
It's the perfect.
Welcome to modern parenting. Okay,
Thank you, Nintendo.
Better homes and gardens. You know what I mean? That kind of
While
thing.
they watch Peppa Pig or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol, whatever it is, or Moana for that matter. But
Oh, well, you might want to watch that though. Oh.
I'm a little torn on this one because when you were asking whether or not it's brand loyalty, I still think it 100% is. I think they made a good product that still doesn't really have a lot of merit without the fact that they made fantastic games for the main IPs that always sell their console, which is Zelda and Mario.
If it ain't broke.
And it was one of those things where I am happy to hear that those two games are successful, but why again? Why is it Mario and Zelda again, and why are they so good, and why is it the thing that makes me want to buy one when I don't really want to buy one?
Because it sounds like you don't love Zelda or Mario as much as everybody else.
No, like these games sound fantastic, especially Mario. And I've always been a fan of Mario. Like I played the shit out of Mario 64 and every other Mario game, honestly. But it's just, it sucks because like I kind of want one, but I don't want to spend that much on it.
Well, once you're done playing Mario and Zelda, which you'll finish at some point, what's the game you're going to play next?
Exactly. Golf Story.
Which I mean,
And
I
also
hear,
not Golf Story.
I hear it's charming, but I mean, it doesn't sound like a selling point. And
Mario Rabbids. What's up?
I would probably play that, yeah. But I don't imagine.
And then do I go play Skyrim, which came out like 6 years ago?
I actually thought about buying Skyrim specifically for that purpose and having it on the mobile device, but I was like, ain't no one got time for that. I remember putting in a lot of hours to Skyrim, and I'm not going to do that again.
Yep.
I had my Skyrim time. It's time to move on.
Skyrim time never ends. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, God. Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm still in like a weird place with it. Like I think they've done a great job with what they've done, but it's still like it feels the people who like Nintendo are the ones liking this more than other people.
There's a huge nostalgia factor here that Nintendo is obviously very aware of. So if they're going to launch a new console, despite the Wii U failing catastrophically, especially in the wake of the Wii, which was a huge success.
Yeah.
For them to bounce back with a Switch like this and then double down on their existing franchises.
And then throw it a Nintendo Classic and then Super
and
Nintendo
that's
Classic also.
The Nintendo Classic and the SNES, like they are.
And then you have to buy those games on the Switch also.
Yes, their stock price is dripping with nostalgia. Like
There's so much nostalgia.
Yeah.
But these two games in particular are like really good, like really
They're
solid.
well done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which you got to respect that. And I'm really into like the yarn ones, like the cute little Yoshi and Kirby ones. Like those are super cute and like not stressful. I guess I enjoy if I'm like casual gaming.
I don't know. Like I played like 95% of Zelda. I'm like literally at the end of it, and I didn't really find it. So it's good.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Was the Nintendo Switch commercial misleading though? Do you feel like?
Yeah, I don't live in Brooklyn anymore, and I'm sure as shit not taking it to a rooftop party. Fuck you, Karen.
Would you bring it to any party? Do you bring it out of the house?
No, never. I
don't want to be that guy.
I brought it to work
what.
once when I first started playing Mario Rabbids, and then because people were doing things are busier now, but we had like a little more time during lunch break, so I would like pack a lunch and I'd play Mario Rabbids on the couch. Yeah, but but I haven't done that since, and I don't need to.
Did you bring it on a flight yet?
No, because I don't want to lose it. It's still big enough that I would like leave it in the fucking seat pocket in front of me.
Don't
and
put anything in the seat pocket
ever.
That's a
exactly.
trap.
Yeah, it's a trap. No, I'm not. And I know people that have actually like left their Switches on planes and then had to buy another one. So I definitely learned that lesson from them. No, I literally, it's my portable device within my house, which is nice.
Yeah.
So
is there stigma about being like that guy or gal, like carrying the thing around?
I don't
know.
From my wife and kids, no.
No. I mean outside the home. Outside the home.
Well, like I said, I don't really take it outside the home.
No,
So.
but is that partly why? Aside from just keeping it safe.
The one time I did, I work at a game studio, so if people are literally going to make fun of me for having a Switch at a fucking game studio, I'd be like, really, dude? Who the fuck are you talking to?
We would both make fun of you if you brought the Switch to work. I'm just saying.
Well, I did, and I guess I dodged that bullet, but I'm just saying. No, it's fun. It's good. Like the cool thing is it's seamless, too. Like when you dock it, it shows up on your TV no matter what input you're on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is really cool. There's some problems with the Joy-Cons. I have one of the first edition, like the first wave that came out, and so my Joy-Cons don't work unless they're attached to the screen itself. But apparently Nintendo will fix that if you take the time to mail it in for free and mail it back to you.
Oh,
but
that's nice.
Yeah, but otherwise, I honestly can't. And they have like the attachment for the bigger controller if you want it. But I hear the Pro controller, like they're the one they sell separately, is supposed to be gangster. So
yeah, what are there tons? We'll move on in a second. Are there tons of add-ons and things for it, or like if I just bought the Switch, am I like ready? Do I need tons of other shit?
No, you don't.
Okay.
A game, probably. I don't think it comes with a game.
Besides a game.
Yeah, but that's it. And you can. But the cool thing about it is that, like, literally a Joy-Con is either a one-person controller or it's one half of the full controller. Or I can hand you a Joy-Con and I can have a Joy-Con and we can put the thing up on its little kickstand and we can play a little game.
Okay, this is cool. I can see. All right.
See, there's something about that, regardless of the fact that
nobody
it's cool,
fucking does that shit. Nobody does it.
No, it's just hearing you describe that much. Like my eyes kind of glossed over, and
forgot what you were saying.
I was like, "Are we talking about a console? You can do. I don't give a shit if you gotta go. Okay, first step one.
This message has been brought to you by Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Nick, bring us back into check here. Tell us why you don't. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What are your thoughts?
Well, I was so against it before, and I still feel like some of the arguments I made have some merit. Like, I think Nintendo should probably branch out and... Like, if you didn't have to buy the Switch and you could play these two games on the Xbox, would you have done that instead?
Probably.
Yeah.
The Switch itself was the bird carrying avian flu, essentially. You know what I mean? Yeah. I needed that bird to get avian flu.
So the IP,
I bought the bird.
The IP is good enough that if it weren't even on a Nintendo console, you would want those.
But here's the thing. Yes,
I think, and everybody wants it. Like,
if I could get Mario and Zelda on Xbox, I would have. 100%, I would have. But Nintendo knows better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And it worked for them, and that's a.
Let's take them this far to come back around and be like, maybe we should make another movie for Mario again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
what voice were you doing there?
That's the Nintendo voice.
I hear it's going to be animated though. So
maybe we should go to the next topic.
Put the hand motion together. Yeah.
How about the next topic?
Okay. Sorry, Nick. Do you have any finishing, closing thoughts on this?
Stop releasing games that came out 4 years ago.
Yeah, full stop.
It's different.
All right. So enough of that.
All right.
If you had the misfortune of following the People app, that's with three E's, I guess technically, fiasco of 2016, you recall that the devs of the People app tried to introduce it's a reputation app to enable people to rate other people personally and professionally. Thankfully, there's a huge backlash related to justified concerns about harassment and worse. But it looks like China is just going to go for it. So according to Rachel Botsman of Wired, the Chinese government plans to release its social credit system in 2020 so that citizens can cultivate a, quote, national trust score. It will, yeah, sounds fine. Not totally scary. It will use info...
Sounds fascist.
God. Yes. It will use info gathered from what you buy online, where you are at a given time, who your friends are, how you interact with others online, how many hours you spend consuming online content, and even which bills you pay or don't pay. Each behavior has a positive or negative number attached to it, adding up to your citizen score. Christ. Some other fun facts. Your score will be publicly ranked against everyone else and used to determine whether you're eligible for a mortgage or a job, where your kids can go to school, even your dateability. For now, participation is voluntary. There are 8 private companies already having a go at calculating your score, but it'll be mandatory in 2020 for all citizens. So no joke, this looks startlingly like Nosedive, the first episode of Black Mirror Season 3. You know...
That one is...
Yeah, it's... You don't forget that one, honestly. It's the one, of course, where everyone rates every single interaction, and certain apartments and amenities and things are only available to people who have a high enough rating. But, you know, your score would go down if you, say, harass people on social media. So is there any universe in which the system could possibly work out, I say, through, gritted teeth? What do we think about this situation?
What's the name of this thing again? So,
do they have it?
Social credit system.
Okay, so...
It's not sexy.
Your social credit system citizen score acronym is SCSCS. What's your SCSCS?
I think I have a degree in that.
Bada bing, right?
And we're done here, everybody. All right.
Well, maybe it's something really cool in Mandarin.
Maybe.
I hope. Fingers crossed. Probably
It
not.
didn't translate well to English.
No, it did not.
It's all the same letters over and over again. I don't think it's kind of weird because this is it's not as extreme as I think it sounds. Although it could be. It could be. But honestly, like, our credit score system is not terribly different, and there are a lot of things that factor into choices that are made on your behalf as a citizen of this country that are big data mining with companies. It's just done in a more tactical way from a capitalist society than it is like just sort of explain to you that this is what we're doing to you as a citizen. Both of them fucking suck ass. I'm not trying to say that this is good or bad. It's just that I think this is happening more often in the U.S. than people are. They're all freaking out over this, but it's like, dude, this happens every day.
Our credit score is determined by your friends on Facebook.
Correct.
If you have friends on Facebook with bad credit scores, it will impact your credit score.
That is correct.
What?
Thank you, sociology class. And you're right. But credit scores are not public. It sounds like this is extremely fucking public, and that's the big difference to me.
So I agree with you. There are major glaring issues with it, but when people hear about this and you hear about the backlash of everyone being all up in arms against it, it's like you realize it's not that different. From
it's not.
It happens to
instead
us.
Instead of it being run by private companies like it is in the U.S., it's run by the federal government that can impact your life in a way differently. Like the way it was introduced, it was a trust score of how trustworthy you are to be a Chinese citizen.
Correct. As a member of the state.
As a member of the state, meaning that if you don't follow the rules, like they could take legal action against you.
This is V for Vendetta shit.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's like if you don't have a good score, they're going to show up in the middle of the fucking night, black bag you, and you never get seen again.
Yeah,
this
is fucking ridiculous.
Okay, if that actually happens, but
V Vendetta is fictional. I'm just saying, but you know,
in our society. Private companies do hold those kind of cards, though. It's not that to say that the difference, like, the government does it,
but there are other private companies that are there to regulate them. This is a government. This is a completely government run. Like, this is as if the FBI were holding our credit scores or something. And
here's the thing.
I don't care for that.
Here's the thing. China is a socialist nation. Yes, we can all agree on that statement.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, communist
for the most part.
Socialist, right? Yeah. Okay. It's not necessarily in practice, but in theory.
Okay.
So ideally, what would happen here is the system would go into place, and then you could literally like, hey, my buddy who's like a drug dealer, but I kind of like, and he's a fun guy, and I like him a lot. Like he's my sister's like husband or something. Like I don't necessarily like him all that much, but he's my sister's husband. I got to make her happy. I can give her or him some of my social credits, right? Like I can like I can share the system a little bit. Like I can gift you. If I'm like the PewDiePie of the social credit system, I have 8 million points and I make a bunch, whatever the fuck it is. Like I have a bunch of social currency that I could just spread that wealth in a very socialist manner and just pass it around, even the playing field, right? That's how it should work, right?
No, that sounds horrible.
No.
That sounds like the higher ups with the highest social score credit score.
That is the worst thing that could happen.
But socialism is bring each other up.
Like what's that?
Lift each other up.
No,
Justin Timberlake movie where they sell time, like time to be alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm Justin Timberlake. Awesome. Okay, go on.
If the point of the system is to determine how trustworthy you are, and you can gain those points from other trustworthy people, then it no longer defines how trustworthy you are in any way. At all, period.
Hashtag government.
Well, there are some limitations, right? Like one thing in the article it mentioned is like, if we note that you play games or stream like 10 hours a day, then you are logged as an idle person. And I'm over here like, I work from home and I stream like forever all day.
This is a
I'm
fucking
working.
game. This is a fucking game.
Yeah.
This is literally like there are going to be people that rise to the top because they game it. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like
that's how I got through college so well. No, seriously, it's like I knew what I played the game
to be the top.
Yeah. I looked around at people who were so much smarter than me, and I performed better, quote unquote, because I was like, I know what that instructor wants from me. I'm going to give them that.
Give them that.
100%. Here you go.
Yeah, so long as I don't post any pictures about Tiananmen Square or anything.
Oh God.
Yes.
then
Yeah.
But that's
they'll
it.
tank my social credit score.
Well, you're not playing the game, sir.
or you're playing the game badly.
I'll be the two at the end of the episode yelling expletives at each other in this.
There you go.
And having a good time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please. So they talk about in the article how they like everything has a rating system now, like Yelp. Like basically, they democratized like restaurant ratings. Why not democratize people? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't think it works the same way. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing. Like and maybe that's just like the human part of me being like, I have an identity. I'm special. This seems wrong. This seems so fucking wrong. Like this is George Orwell is like rolling over in his grave being like, I wish I thought of this for 1984. Oh my God. You know what I mean? This sucks. This sucks.
Well, it's like you were saying, it depends partly what the limits are too. Like, are they going to show a breakdown of how I got my score? And I'm still kicking around in my head, like, would I want that public or not? Because if I have a really low score or something and it's like just because of one category, like, would I want people to know that? And then also for dating purposes, holy shit, like who at this table has not made like mistakes or something that like the world doesn't need to know? Or like it takes one vindictive ex to like tank your fucking score, right?
Right.
Like, that would suck.
Don't ever break up with anyone, everybody. That's how that works now. First person you meet, you're
Okay.
done. That's it. Yeah.
Because even if you tried, like, again, I'm hitting on the personal part a lot, but I like especially like a woman in tech dealing with harassment shit. Like
I'm pretty sure they
that's-
still have like arranged marriages and stuff, so it's cool.
Oh, even better. I'm like clawing the table.
So
right
everything's
now.
fine, Alexander. Everything. It's
just
all okay.
Settle into my arranged marriage and
Certainly
my
don't
house.
accept the new thing. Stay cool with the old thing.
lie
And
back
then we
and
can
have
break
children.
your feet in
That is
half,
my
and you
duty.
can have smaller feet.
God.
Nick, go on, dude. How do you feel about this shit? They're like
Well, I mean, Star Trek said it best. They're the fucking Borg. I mean, basically. So
Star Trek said, "Who are the Borg?"
the Chinese.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't realize that Gene Roddenberry had such strong feelings.
I don't know.
That kind of violates the Prime Directive, right? Making
I feel like it might.
getting like everyone all up in arms over the Chinese.
The Klingons are the Russians.
That's
Romulans
about
are
right.
North Korea, and the Borg are China.
Actually, that is pretty much it.
And what, the Americans are Starfleet?
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, that's
But
why
isn't
that's why
Starfleet
Star
made
Trek
up-
is not.
well, I
It's all of Earth, but it's still like you
Yeah.
fast forward to the future, and that's what they're representative.
I'm
of.
with it. I'm with it.
It's one of the reasons why Star Trek's not popular outside of America at all. Like, it's
I didn't
because
realize that. I
it's
thall it was
about
like a global
America.
thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it seems about right. Okay, so we ended up on Star Trek.
As,
Whatever
like
we-
you do.
The Bowley Go.
So
We're gonna go back to Star Trek eventually.
Hold on, to bring it kind of back around though,
Yes.
but continue with the metaphor. What does Worf? What is his social credit score as a Klingon, but also a member of Starfleet? What is his social credit score?
The Klingons are the
Oh, wait,
Russians.
do you get,
Russia's
like-
not doing the social
Yeah, but
credit
he's-
system.
Well,
He was born. He's
assuming
raised by
this takes
humans
over.
and stuff.
It's only a matter of time. We're already doing this on Facebook. Every time I'd like you, like
Yeah.
you get a social credit point. Like what the fuck? You know what I mean?
His story's pretty complicated because his family was killed by Romulan, and he was raised by humans.
Go on.
And then he joined Starfleet. So,
And he never had an upbringing
yeah.
like other than.
So is that a plus or minus to the social credit score? If you
He's.
if your complicated
part of the-
backstory is a
It's
plus
kinda
or
like a-
minus, like
I'm going to steal this word. It's kind of like apartheid from
South America or Africa, rather.
South Africa or
Africa.
something,
Right.
where like they're not seen necessarily as equal citizens in a way. They're actually just they're
Second
trying.
class. Second
You're
class
trying
citizens, yeah.
to get to being white status or something, and like
Right.
you can always get there, but you'll never be exactly that or something.
Yeah. Do you get species bonuses or negative? Is that what? Are we at that level?
Yeah, do I compare my social credit score with my friends like they do with like achievement points on Xbox, where it's like this week,
Well, you-
fucking Man Bear Pugs is plus 30 on you, dude. I'm like,
Will they
fuck,
be
I
able
gotta
to
go,
use them to
I gotta
buy
go, like, give
PlayStation
my
games?
bread to a fucking pigeon to get like plus 10 fucking.
It'll be a little Candy Crush map where you like you scroll up and you're like, oh fuck, there's that guy from high school I hate,
And then I can ping my friends on my
better than me,
phone
yeah.
for fucking credits to like, yeah.
and it reminds you like every night. It's like you're still not better than that guy who didn't graduate high school.
He invented one shitty app for the iPhone.
Yeah, what a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, we already have a lot of stress with social media, right? Like following like how well everyone's doing in their shiny, perfect pictures. Like, I don't want more of that. I don't need more
Except
of that.
this one, what if you could open up their Facebook and it's like, nah, the reality is the computer caught them like masturbating yesterday.
Right. It's like the O face.
Yeah, but
it's
if
like him
that's-
with a crack pipe. It's like, yeah.
If that's the norm, though, is it as bad?
No, probably not. But it would take a while to level out.
Everybody's pretending to be perfect, but when all the secrets are out there, then there's a new social standard.
But that's it. Like all of a sudden you deregulate fucking social media to the point where like it becomes a representation of actually who you really are.
Right.
Under it's not under your control. And then
This is a time where you have a picture of you putting both shoes on today and you get 100 likes.
Yeah. It's like you did it. Yeah.
And they weren't even on the right feet.
Oh, God damn it.
But if who you really are is not what falls in line with who the government wants you to be, then that's where I have a problem with, because that's
wrong.
It's regulated.
Yeah,
by
totally. No, I don't disagree with you. I wouldn't even disagree with the buckets that you put Star Trek races into in the real world. That was enlightening. But no, I mean for real. I don't know, man. This feels wrong. It feels really, but it also feels like.
Oh, and the Kardashians are the Middle East. Sorry.
Wait, Kardashians or
Kardashians?
Kardashians.
There's no H.
I said what I meant.
Yeah. The David Warner is on there, right? Like he's the leader. Yeah. There are 4 lights.
We are doing this.
4 lights.
Like you're right. We're already doing this to a certain degree. This is just the overt version of it.
Yeah.
And so it's only to me it's only a matter of time before
It's only so long
Zuckerberg is
until-
basically determining how cool we are or aren't.
Which he already has.
Well, I'm
But
just
when
saying
it's
on a very
government
overt
run,
level, like,
that's the thing. That's really not okay.
I have a problem with the thought that like when the government does it, it's bad versus everything else. I mean, at the end of the day, like we have a system where we're not aware of the fact that the government is being lobbied by all of these fucking tactical companies that are doing this shit to you behind the scenes. At the very least, like China's transparent about the fact they're fucking you over, and that's not better. But at least we can can take information from it.
The Constitution Bill of Rights that protects us a lot more than anything that they have, in a way.
We're better off.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like, oh, we still have it bad. Like, but like it's just the information's not available to us about all the things that are happening to us from data mining.
No, yeah, that's
and
clear.
Lobbyists and everything we have to deal with. It happens without our knowledge.
It's way more frightening than we realize. We're not as free as we think, and so on. But I feel like this is going to take it to an even... When it's over, what does that mean? Does that mean they just don't give a fuck? They're like, yes, we are controlling you.
Yeah,
everything you do.
I don't know. When it's all
Take
said
that.
and done, they're just like, ta-da!
Yeah.
But why ever show your magic trick? Why would you ever?
Exactly.
It never gives away the reveal. But they also said that the Chinese government came forward and said like, although the people that run this whole system are above it and won't be taking part. Like
That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
So if you play a lot of like, what about Pokemon Go? So you play a game where you're outside a lot. How does that affect your score? It shows that you've been on your phone all day, but that you've logged a lot of steps. So
even keel 0.
you just balance out.
That's it.
All
you might be physically fit, but you're a fucking nerd, so 0.
Well, yeah, it's who's determining what's worthwhile and everything too, right? There's so many holes in it already.
Yeah. When you start tying it into dating and stuff, it gets really like, holy shit. Like you can buy a house, but you can't have a significant other. Or
You have an 80,000 point fucking social credit score, but you're a fucking asshole. So
Or like, I don't date anyone under a 500.
Well, that's
like,
happening right
gross.
now with credit scores.
No,
I mean,
it
I
does.
guess that's not like I don't ask that on. I don't. We all Google people we date, or
don't.
people who date now often do. I shouldn't say all, but like this is another like level. I don't know.
I mean, you don't sit down on a first date and be like,
what's your credit score? Yeah.
now,
Yikes.
okay, all right, so it's a little under what I expect, but why? Do you care to elaborate?
Right.
Are you just delinquent on a couple bills? Is it, let's bring up your profile here.
Yeah,
How about
I need 3 things: sperm count, savings,
Willingness to change.
No, just credit score.
and credit score. Yeah, I'm good. That's it. That's right. Like I don't even need you to change. I just need to know that if we get divorced, I'm set. Like that's it.
It's like, I had a foreclosure, but it was 6.5 years ago. You want to meet back up in 6 months? It just falls off my record.
Right. After 10 years, bankruptcy doesn't even exist anymore. So what the fuck? All right,
Oh my lord. So, okay, develop a questionnaire for the people you date, everyone.
No, don't do that.
Please just get drunk and make out.
Have fun. We only live so long.
That's how babies
Seriously.
get made, guys. All right.
That's how babies get made.
Saliva?
They have. You can't just do that in China, though.
What happens
No,
after?
it's
We'll
nose
talk after the
grease.
podcast.
Okay,
All right.
yeah,
all right.
I'm sorry.
It's
We'll fill. Never mind.
oh my god.
I'm so glad I didn't finish that fucking.
Yeah, that's for the best.
Number three.
All right. Even if you wanted to expecto patronum Pokemon go away from your life after a week of playing it, you might still manage to get excited about Niantic Labs' new app, Harry Potter: Wizards Unite. TechCrunch and Mac Rumors report that the app will come out in 2018, and its gameplay will be significantly influenced by their original game Ingress, as well as Pokemon Go. So, okay, location-based AR will happen, but we don't know much more than that, except that players will, quote, learn spells, explore their real-world neighborhoods and cities, to discover and fight the legendary beasts and team up with others to take down powerful enemies, end quote. So, it's a game. So, for now, you can go to the Harry Potter Wizards Unite website and get updates about the game. So, I mean, like, what special stuff are we going to see, we think, that'll make it different from Pokemon Go and truly Harry Potter-y? My little heart breaks at the thought of them basically just reskinning Pokemon Go.
Well,
Please.
I'm feeling it's going to be a Fantastic Beast kind of thing. But maybe there'll be some Dementors out there that you can...
Pokemon Go is just a reskin of Ingress.
Yes.
So I mean, it's not really.
That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah. It's not.
I'm looking forward to like the 13-year-old like brother or sister speaking to their like 8-year-old younger sibling. It's like, hey, come over here. This is where I caught a Snorlax. But if you use your wand, you can do this. And you know what I mean? Like speaking in terms of one game to play another, that kind of thing. Like I'm looking.
I hope they have to like say Latin into their phone to cast
Yes, that's
spells or
what I was-
something. Like
Cool.
they're yelling
Yeah.
around there and they're yelling Patronus and shit. And
That's what I was thinking, because in Pokemon Go, when that came out, it created this influx of people. You knew who was playing it because they were walking and staring at their phone for the most
Yeah.
part, and then sort of like going like this. But it wasn't obnoxious enough. So I want like the Harry Potter one has to have like use the accelerometer to figure out like whether or not you do certain motions with your your wand, and then use the microphone to pick up like spells that you have to say, so that people are walking around all the time like yelling and swinging their phone about.
AR Quidditch?
Step counter would be nice on this iteration. Niantic, just saying, step counter.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out. People figure out a fucking break.
I mean, there's a lot of potential. It could be really cool, especially if they're working with people who like know the lore super well.
which they didn't quite get right with Pokemon, so I'm not so sure.
Well, that had more to do with the game mode and the gameplay versus like what they knew about Pokemon. I'm sure they could have.
Yeah, you're right.
Strong arm. You know, it's like this is what this format will allow. Like we've already decided on this aspect of it. Now we'll just shoehorn the rest of it into it. You know what I mean? Let's talk about that title for a second. Can we talk about that?
Wizards, Harry Potter, Wizards Unite.
I think I understand, and I'm not like a big Harry Potter person by any stretch. I'm not even a big Pokemon person, but when I think of Wizards Unite, I'm like, you are fundamentally breaking the idea that there are 4 different houses at Hogwarts that are in direct competition with each other all the time. Like, points are getting awarded on a day. Like, literally, Hogwarts has a social credit system for the houses. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
This seems wrong. Like,
have teams right off
if
the
you're going
bat.
to unite against what?
I think
the
they mean
person across the street.
Wizards unite per house, just like Pokemon Go. You unite.
Are they going to do
based on
houses?
your-
They're going to
Alright,
do teams?
alright.
like
Of
that?
course they will. Just like right now, you pick your team in Pokemon.
Same deal, I'm sure.
You're going to
Sorting
pick
hat,
your
dude.
house. The first
Sorting
thing you
hat.
do.
Which I'm excited. I'm like, I want to be sorted. And I hate myself for it, but yes.
Oh, it's good.
So I think that's where the Unite comes from, because if they didn't name it that, then they'd have to name it Harry Potter Wizards Unite unless you're of your house and not of
Let's
that
be
house.
honest. The only uniting that's happening is that 200 million people are going to like download this on the first day.
Crash the servers.
And
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
and that's how you all united. Congratulations. You know what I mean?
Use that old DDoS spell.
Specto DDoS.
It does suggest that maybe there's some general narrative that maybe they have in mind. Like he who shall not be named is already out, but maybe some new something.
I
Maybe
don't
they
know.
build
Are
on
they going
it?
to do it? There was no narrative to Pokemon Go, and I never played Ingress or anything. So
I would be very interested to see how they would wrap a narrative into.
I mean, they could do it, but
Like literally, like this is the most open world game of all open world games, right? So
Yeah.
But
or at
considering-
least format, right? But like wrapping a narrative into that would be very interesting. I'm not sure.
considering the
how that would work.
length of time that it took
Probably
Pokemon to
wouldn't
go
work there,
to come out across the world, like we got it not first, but then like other countries got it like 6 months later. It's
Right.
like, are people going to wait around 6 months for the narrative to actually go through? Because I mean, can they start the narrative, or are people going to be on their own track to play the narrative by themselves, or is this just if it's Wizards Unite or something, you're supposed to be playing with other people? So I'm just curious, like how they would actually do a narrative. I can't imagine it actually being anything like that.
Well, they do that with like WoW and Clash of Clans, like those types of games. There is a, whether it's good, I don't know, but there's
Clash
something
of
going
Clans.
on.
I don't know. Does Clash of Clans have a narrative? The narrative of Clash of Clans is you go around and you just fight other clans.
There's a slight. It's almost non-existent.
It's
You could
slight,
probably
yeah.
say
Okay.
that there's no narrative to Clash of Clans. But so here's my thing. Reading the comments on this article, I was like, people were bitching like, go back and finish Pokemon Go, and I was like, no, it's what the fuck. But they also were like, they've been promising the whole like you can share or the PvP thing.
Yeah.
That's and I was like, there might be a point there, and I'm like, how are you going to go and start a new game and then I'll like have that from the get? Because if you're going to do the Unite thing and have houses versus each other, or you're playing with other people specifically, which you could not do in Pokemon Go for a long time. Why?
My guess
you're
is
like jumping the shark a little bit. You know
my
what I mean?
guess is you're going to be catching fantastic beasts out in the wild to improve your wizarding skills, and then fighting Dementors off at some point, or evil wizards or something.
On the official website, it says, quote, players will learn spells, explore the real-world neighborhoods and cities to discover and fight legendary beasts, and team up with others to take down powerful enemies.
So boss raids, the raids.
That part
Yeah.
is the most intriguing part of the whole thing. It's the one piece of the whole puzzle that doesn't sound like Pokemon Go. And great,
Agreed.
because I'm afraid that
But
most
teaming
of it
up,
will be.
that's how gyms worked.
No, that's not how gyms work.
That's how gyms worked.
No, this is saying that you can work with others to take down like one like an enemy. Like if you go and meet at a spot, maybe like 3 or 4 people will fight like the same like beasts at the same time. If that's what it is, that's great. Gyms don't work that way. You stake claim in a gym and then you go home. And then people
As
fight
far as
against your
Pokemon
Pokemon
go,
when
yeah,
they show up
yeah,
at that spot.
Yeah, but people
nobody's working together at the
people
same
can
time.
fight at the gym at the same time.
That is true.
And
Yeah, but
you
that
are
doesn't-
more effective when you do it
But
that
you're
way.
not working together.
You're working together by standing next to
you
them and
are.
fighting the gym.
I distinctly recall this. I didn't do a whole lot of gym fighting,
Comparatively
but you're right.
to what I hope it is, that's not what I hope it is.
Yeah, I know. I
If
understand what you
it's
mean,
more
but
of a raid thing, that sounds better.
they had a few events where
But-
people were fighting like legendary Pokemon or something.
I was
and
out of it at that point, but
I never
yeah,
played it at that
yeah,
point
I
either.
hear you.
Which they could have improved that experience and made that more of the center focus.
Well, what if one person has to hold up their phone to like see the thing, and the other person uses their phone as like the wand part of the thing? Like it's a co-op-ish experience.
I can't imagine. That would be cool to have something like that, but I can't imagine it because people would want to be able to play it by themselves.
Yeah,
You have to have.
there's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's true.
You get 2 iPhone X's and you're good.
Yeah.
That's all. Oh no.
Uh-oh. They're like double steps if you have 2 phones in your pocket.
If they got the step counter going. Just saying. Niantic.
Well, we'll see. Good for them. For getting that IP. Like that's pretty.
I'll be just like everybody else and download it on the first week. And
we'll
then
try it out.
I'll play it for a week and then I'm done. It's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, all right.
Anything
Wow.
to get those kids outside.
Yeah, please go outside.
Expectation Patronum. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh God. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break and then we will come back for the lightning round.
For you, the listeners of the Cheat Codes podcast, Loot Crate is offering an opportunity to save 10% on any new subscription. Loot Crate is a monthly mystery crate service that delivers the best in geek and gaming gear, from collectibles, apparel, tech gadgets, art, and other epic goodies. Head over to trylootcrate.com/cheatcodes. That's trylootcrate.com/cheatcodes and enter the promo code BRIDGE10 for your 10% savings.
Okay, panel, it's time for the lightning round. Here's how it works. We're going to take 2 quick topics and then give each member of the panel a minute to chime in pretty much uninterrupted. So at the end of each minute, Joe Arroyo will award each panelist some amount of points based on our creativity, insight, and hilarity. And I'll give Arroyo his points, maybe. Impress me. Yeah, God, it's fine. So, first, a few months ago, we brought you the VR cocktail, which includes an actual drink and a VR tour through the locations where its ingredients were sourced. Great. But Andrew Tarantola of Gadget reports that the latest in smellable VR is the Vocktail. I had to say that word. Like mocktail, but with a V because clumsy VR mocktail portmanteau. Right, so the Vocktail, which fools your senses using light, smell, and, quote, virtualized taste to make whatever is in the glass taste like pretty much anything. So the creators, a team at National University of Singapore, are calling it, quote, adjustable flavor experience.
That sounds
end quote. It could be a lot of things, couldn't it? So a tie-in mobile app also lets users create new flavors. Pretty cool. And it looks like a large martini glass, the actual device, on a pedestal that conceals the assorted hardware. So they also liken the ease of changing up the smells to changing printer cartridges. So, that seems convenient. So anyway, Project Nourished is also developing a setup with an aromatic diffuser and 3D printed food. And the site Cam Soda made the O-Roma, which augments the VR Cam Girl experience with 30 different scents. And I didn't dare Google the list of those scents because, ew. I mean, I don't know. Enjoy what you enjoy, but yeah, surely.
Strawberries.
Yeah, strawberries,
Flowers.
Definitely. Strawberries and champagne for sure. That's the first one on the list.
Fish.
Get out! Get out of this room, Nick. Okay, so that's how the lightning round's kicking off. So anyway, this is some Star Trek replicator level stuff. Here, we'll bring it back to that for you, Nick.
Hey.
Stay away from
stay
Cam
there.
Soda. Yeah. So,
To boldly
couple
go.
questions. Oh my God. What is happening? I've lost control of this podcast. Okay, so my questions for you. Do you think this will catch on at $200-ish per device? That's not even counting cartridges and such, right? So, and then what other experiences do you want VR smellified or prohibited from VR smellification?
Oh, fuck.
Nick, I think you're going first.
What was the
because-
question? What don't
Like-
I want in VR smell?
How do
Yeah.
you feel about this whole thing?
Just how do
There you go.
pretty much.
Well, it's funny because I just made a joke about this with some of my friends where like we were going to play Star Trek Bridge Crew, Star Trek again for some reason. And I immediately said, well, I'm not going to start. Somebody mentioned like, oh, I want to get some VR for some porn or everything. And it's like, me too, but not until they release the smell vision.
oh boy. Can I please go next?
And I feel like,
Yes.
I feel like, I don't know if this is like a normal response to this or something, but I feel like porn's the one thing you don't need the smell vision for.
Correct.
And
that's my minute.
it seemed longer.
Go,
Okay.
Nick. Are you good?
Fuck. How do I
Spent.
award you? I'd like to award you an air freshener for your car. I feel like
He's gonna need it.
you could use one.
Oh God. Okay, Erskine, you wanna?
All right, three things very quickly. One, porn is absolutely the place when you do not need smell-o-vision or smell-o-version or whatever the fuck you're calling it. Number two, if you give people fucking free license to create smells, do you know what happens? Do you know what, like, you know how they on Polygon they do that Monster Factory thing where they take like the character generation, like, and they just do. That's what happens with smells. Only people are like physically affected by the results.
Yeah.
And three, I forgot what it was, but it doesn't matter at this point. If this happens, we're gonna see, like, they did this whole weird fucking dumb experiment back in like the 30s with 3D, where like, you know, people were like spraying aerosols through like the fucking AC, you know, vents, and New York Times was like, oh, what a fucking stunt, and blah blah blah. If you do this, there's no coming back. This is worse than the social credit system. It's smellable VR. This is worse. This is the downfall of humanity right here.
Jesus.
Jesus. I'd like to award you 3 things. The first is also an air freshener, so you have one with. The second is a new Polygon podcast called Nostril Factory, where they work on different smells.
And the third one you can't remember.
And the third one I can't remember.
Well done. Well done.
Also, what is it like? Bots beans or whatever. You're gonna get all the smellable version of that. You're welcome.
This one, it's vomit.
I hate everything about all of this. So what happens if I put mustard and a day-old cheese together? Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Gross. Okay, well, I'm going to jump in, change this up a little bit. Oh, sorry, did you want to go? I'm sorry. Okay, go. I'll close. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so has anyone seen that Japanese game show where they have to smell objects with blindfolds on?
No, what?
So I know that there's going to be an experience like that as soon as this takes off. They have to just like put their nose into a hole and smell it and then figure out what it is. And And no shit, there are moments in that game show where it's a dude in his underwear, like just putting his ass up against the wall, and then you put your nose in it. And so I think a lot of things are gonna like the birds, the bots, whatever beans, whatever the alliteration is there. It's gonna be like that. Like you're either gonna smell strawberries or you're gonna smell, big fat, deuce. And do you take that chance? The answer is. No, turn the game off, because that's a stupid fucking game. Why do people buy these jelly beans in the first place? What is wrong with you people?
The only way, this is also a No Fear t-shirt. The only way to win is not to play.
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting out of it. Like, you're like, oh great, I could smell strawberry, which I could do on my own intentionally.
In real life.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you those Halloween things where you put your hand in and it's spaghetti, but they tell you it's one of those, but for odors.
Oh God.
So you're welcome.
Just put your nose in the box.
Put your nose in the box.
It's my nose in a box. Nose in a box, baby.
Then you give her the box.
Make her open the box.
Put your nose in the box.
Again, this is why porn should ignore all of this.
It's my porn in a box.
Oh God. Okay, I'm going. It's my turn. So along a different line of thought here. So at the mention of 3D printed food, I mean, I think this has the potential to work towards the world hunger solving piece. Listen, hear me out. I know we're focused on the porn, but
your kid smells rack of ribs, but you can't actually eat it.
No. So, I mean, fair. But the article did mention moving towards a path where, they can make a plant-based thing taste like steak. So I think if we could do that, I would totally stop eating meat if someone created something like seitan actually tasted like beef. For sure, I would do that. And then that would also take down a lot of powerful lobbies and industries that are super corrupt, which they'll probably start blocking this as soon as they figure it out, start paying attention. But I see potential for good along with the gross.
I'd like to award you one mud pie cooling on the windowsill, but it smells delicious.
I was going to award you minus 1,000 social credit score. You're lying to vegans and starving people. Shame on you.
I disagree wholeheartedly with that.
Well, great. Thanks. Fine. We'll see how far it gets. Again, just the equipment itself is $200, so but that's true of all VR, so I know.
Yeah, but wait till your broccoli tastes like a fucking steak. Okay. Just wait.
We can't wait to share that with that homeless kid. Can't afford. Yeah.
Hey, the 3D printed food though, that That's great. I don't know.
What the fuck is that, by the way? Nobody 3D prints food. How is that even possible? And not for nothing, it sure as hell isn't. Even if it was,
you just print
it's not a $200
like some protein that you can.
Yeah, but the reality is that like there's this whole thing about smelling, and then they're just like, oh, and by the way, we're gonna 3D print some fucking food. Like that's the biggest deal. That's the biggest deal.
Sorry, go back a second. I would take the Star Wars like food replicator with zero smell first. I'd be like,
yeah.
Oh,
there are no
Thank you.
replicated in
Did
Star
you
Wars.
say Star Wars replicator?
Star Trek. Sorry, yes. You're
Yeah,
right.
it's cool. It's fine.
Correct, yeah.
Replicate a couple porgs.
Delicious.
Okay. I'm cutting that off. So,
Yeah, we're good.
lightning round 2. To the surprise of no one, Nintendo and Kellogg's are teaming up to bring us yet another Super Mario cereal. So, according to Vicky Blake of MTV.co.uk, the upcoming cereal, Jesus, contains oat pieces and marshmallow shapes that look like one-up mushrooms, question mark boxes, and so on in a mixed berry flavor. That's nice. I mean, you can make an oat and marshmallow cereal out of literally anything. So what's special about this one? Apparently, some boxes themselves will be amiibos that you can use with the Nintendo Switch while playing Super Mario Odyssey. That's kind of cool, but somehow, yeah, I know. I know. Hang in there. There are a lot of directions we could go here. So, what's a different way you'd go into for a video game cereal? Or what other games, movies, or TV shows would you like to see turned into cereal? Or what other unorthodox stuff could we just turn into an amiibo because we're just using anything now? Yeah, go Arroyo,
I was raising my hand.
You did. Good job.
I don't have a hell of a lot to say about this, but just one specific thing. When they talked about question mark boxes being berry flavored but holding amiibos, I got super confused. But
That's cool.
But ultimately, I still imagine that the boxes were an edible piece, but I really want them to be like the question mark boxes in Mario, where when you bite into it, it's either like good or it's a fucking brick and it cracks your teeth open, right? Because you never know what you're gonna get.
It's a Bots Beans problem again.
Yeah, except one is a trip to the dentist versus this tastes like puke.
Oh God, would you buy it?
Fuck no. But I would feed it to someone else.
Good.
The kid who just got gypped on his fucking broccoli steak. Yeah,
Yeah, that face people have when they give you those beans, It's like that. It's like, eat this Mario cereal. Oh, I hear those question mark boxes are delicious.
Social credit score down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God. Oh, you're the worst.
So
I know. Erskine, you have thoughts on something to give Arroyo for that one? Go ahead.
No, not to give him. Oh, I was going to take my minute, but we're still trying to score this motherfucker.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super
I'm
gonorrhea.
I'm gonna.
Points too.
Fuck.
Why?
That was unpleasant.
Honestly, from everything that just got described, I want to feel like the Lucky Charms leprechaun is now Mario. So, congratulations on
This is going downhill.
frosted Lucky Charms. That are magically Mario. Yeah.
It's a me, vomit cereal. There you go. You get that.
There, thank you.
Good. Okay,
You
we
saved
work
me. You
together.
saved me.
We work together. All right, Erskine, are you ready?
I fucking hate this present you gave me.
So when you guys talked about this being amiibo, I literally had this vision of me holding my Switch in a fucking cereal box, like precipitously hanging off the edge of my fucking Switch, and then me trying to be like, no, wait, hold on, I want that bonus, hold on, whoa, you know what I mean? But we all understand marketing. I think it's hilarious that EA gets mad about the fact that, hey guys, we can't do loot boxes anymore because that's not Star Wars canon, but we can put Yoda's face on a fucking bag of lemons, okay? So the fact that they're people are going to get upset about the fact that Mario's on a fucking cereal, they did this before, they've done it for years, who the fuck is surprised? No one. Let's all enjoy some, fire bushes and green tunnels, yay plumbing. Let's all just not eat shitty cereal and just play our Switches. How about that?
It's awesome.
But how do you hook the kids while they're young?
an excellent question.
Yeah.
The sugar.
Shit. I'd like to award you a whole set of amiibos for your Switch, but
Sweet.
start collecting your UPCs now because they're all mail-in rebates.
And you get classroom discounts. So
Do you remember fucking cutting out the fucking UPCs? And
I am doing it now.
Hashtag dad life.
That's
Aw.
right.
You're like, I remember yesterday. Yes, yes, I do.
Indeed, I do. Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead. We'll go around the table here. So, I mean, I totally would buy Mass Effect cereal, and I don't really like cereal, but I'd love to see little, like, marshmallows and stuff. I mean, it's cute. I get the appeals, what I'm trying to say. It'd be cool if they had different cereal themed around each level, or, like, level type. So, like, frosted mini wheats for, like, Snow-Capped Mountain level, or whatever the fuck. Strawberry and chocolate for Lava Dungeon, derp. So, marshmallow because ghosts, whatever they're called. So, booze? Is that right? I don't Nintendo.
I like booze.
Yeah, sure.
Lol. Okay, sure. Also...
Oh, you mean ghosts. Sorry.
I don't...
No.
Onward. So, I'd also like to, as far as, like, other stuff, they could turn into amiibos, a line of, like, plumber tools that are also amiibos. Because that's the only way you're going to get millennials to spend money on basic household items. There we go. And you have to, like, rig your plunger up there.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd pay to see that.
I'd like to award you one wrapper with an Indian shooting a star on it because they...
Oh, yeah, Tootsie Roll Pop wrappers that were special for some reason.
Thank you.
Nice.
You're supposed to get a free one, but that's not a real thing.
It's not. What even is it? What is it?
It's
just
nothing.
cool?
Just people were like, "Oh, you go take it into the shop. Joke's on you. You don't get a free one."
Oh.
Unsolicited, I'd like to award you a urinal cake that the first time you flush bleeds red for Mario, and the second time you bleed, it bleeds green for Luigi.
What happens after you eat it?
You can shoot shells out of your mouth like Yoshi. How about that?
That's interesting. Are you just spitting out the urinal cake? Is that what's really happening? Okay.
You're a shell of a human being at that point. If
A
you're
urinal
eating
cake's not a great thing to give to a girl.
Yes.
Thanks. I'm going to use this a lot.
Thank you, Nick.
But it has the word cake in the title. I mean, like, who doesn't want to eat?
Everybody loves cake.
Oh my! Like the League, Baby Jeffrey, forever on Queen, eating urinal cakes. Okay.
It would just suck if you had like a cousin named Urinal and you wanted to start a cake business.
Urinals, cakes.
I think that rage should be directed at the parents on that one.
Yeah, well, you know,
that's
but it
bad.
sucks for his cake business. Either way.
The French tried to name it Batman. I'm just saying.
Oh God, Nick, help!
Hey. What are all my options? Choose a
Super
cereal?
Mario cereal. Do you like it? What other amiibos?
I don't know. There's shrooms in it, I guess. Like, I feel like that was the one thing we didn't talk about. Mushrooms being in it. I don't really have too much to say after all that, I guess. You guys did a pretty good job. While you guys were talking, I just kept on thinking of like Lucy O.O.'s. Like that was going through my head over and over again. So
Overwatch cereal. What would be your Overwatch cereal?
Lucy O.O.'s.
Or like Star Trek cereal? Is that a thing?
Star Trek cereal would probably, I don't know, it have to be Klingon flavored because...
I don't want that.
What does a Klingon taste like?
Is it Gok? Gok?
Yeah, Gok. You know, live worms.
So I'll eat Gok.
Yeah.
Great. No, that's in the Star Trek cookbook. There's like an unofficial...
Yeah, it's live worms.
I'll look
And
up
blood.
what's actually in... Okay.
You guys went for it. I appreciate that. That was good.
You know.
Okay.
Shit.
Obviously, it's going to be a marshmallow cereal.
That's
though.
probably a Klingon dish, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Pain sticks. You're not there yet, but you'll get there.
I have seen the series. Just saying. Fuck, I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to award you like a Klingon cereal, but I don't know what it would be made of. And it's not
shock
worth
The entrails of my fallen enemies.
There you go.
And you get Worf's haircut
With
from
2%
the
milk.
first few
Right over the
seasons.
top.
No.
That's the really bad haircut.
It's only good. He's only good until he starts pulling it back into the like little ponytail.
Which part of that cereal are the marshmallows?
For the Klingon cereal?
Yeah.
Polyps from the...
gross.
They're
The
little
hearts.
bathlets.
What about this?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Alexandra, what about this is not gross? All right, you're like, I'm shocked by what you
I
just
was
said.
rolling with the worms and blood
Yeah.
It sounded delicious up
and
until
porn
this
smells. But the back polyps, that's where I draw the line.
Stop right there.
Everything else was delish.
It's like a delicacy or something.
Oh, we reached like peak gross on this episode. I'm proud of us.
The Great American Baking Show.
I am satisfied with the amount of Star Trek in this episode.
Oh, man. Okay, the heart has been returned to Te Fiti. Episode 157 is all wrapped up. So thank you, dear listener, for trekking across the horizon. I almost said universe because I'm already in Star Trek mode.
The final
How
frontier.
far I'll go.
Sorry, all right.
The call wasn't out there at all. It's inside me.
All right.
And no one knows.
Yes.
You get a golf clap for that, sir.
That's it. Thank you, Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And, please hit us up on cheatcodespodcast.com, on Facebook, and on Twitter, and get to an online conversation. If you tweeted us, we'll probably tweet right back at you. Also, be sure to check out our Patreon page. You can become a patron for as little as $2 a month, which is hopefully a little easier than taking down a lava monster. So thanks to everyone who's jumped on board so far. We'll see you next week. And until next time. Okay, first, I am not a princess. I'm the daughter of a chief.
Same difference.
No.
If you wear a dress and have an animal sidekick, you're a princess. Hashtag Disney.
You're welcome. Do we need some more?
Giant hawk.
Any other song? Anyone want to get songs in before we're... The window's closing. I wasn't
Where
always
you
this
are.
glam. I was a sad little crab once. I'm beautiful, baby.
That's my favorite song in the whole.
It's so good.
It's the best song.
Also, Joe Arroyo, you'd slay at singing it. I've heard you do like Freddie Mercury level singing. You're so good.
That would actually be kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Find like a rendition of it, like an acoustic version. I'm probably gonna work on that too.
Do that.
Something I can play with more than 8
mini-god. All right. We good?
I'm shiny.
Yeah, I
Good
think
night, everybody.
Have a shiny day.
Thanks.
We
Don't
may
look
not-
up what the porn smells are. Don't do it. Now you're probably going to do it.
If you're an adult, you know.
If I was named Sebastian, you would help me.